before this video ends. Someone will blow their trading account, not because the market crashed, not because of bad luck, but because of one emotional decision. Right now, somewhere in the world, a trader is increasing their lot size, trying to recover a loss. Believing this trade will fix everything, it won't. 90% of traders lose their first account. And the terrifying part is, they don't see it coming. They think the danger is strategy. They think the danger is volatility. But the real danger is invisible. It's ego, it's impatience, it's greed. Tonight you're going to see exactly why most traders fail, and what separates the 10% who survive, because if you don't understand this now, your account might be next. Every trader remembers their first deposit, the excitement, the confidence, the belief that financial freedom is finally within reach. A fresh account, a clean chart, endless opportunity. At first, the market feels simple. You place a trade, it moves in your favor, you make money, and suddenly you feel smart, you feel talented, you feel different from everyone else. But what most beginners don't understand is this. The market often gives you small wins early, just enough to build confidence, just enough to increase your risk, because early success creates overconfidence, and overconfidence is silent. It whispers, double your lot size, you're on a streak, you figured it out. So you increase your position, not because your system improved, but because your ego did. Now it's no longer just a trade, it's your pride, your belief, your identity. And that is where the first account begins to die, not in one big explosion, but in small emotional decisions, a slightly bigger lot size, a slightly earlier entry, a slightly wider stop loss, until one trade doesn't go your way, and the loss feels heavier than expected, because it wasn't just risk, it was too much risk. Professional traders understand something beginners ignore. Survival is everything. They risk 1%, maybe 2%. They think in probabilities. They think in long-term outcomes. Beginners think in single trades. They believe one trade can change their life, so they risk 10%, 20%, sometimes half the account. And when that trade loses, panic enters, the heart beats faster, the mind races, this can't be happening. I need to win it back. This is where discipline disappears. Revenge trading begins quietly. You take a trade that wasn't part of your plan. You enter early, you ignore confirmation, because now you are not trading the market. You are fighting your loss. The chart hasn't changed, but you have emotion replaces logic. Anger replaces patience, and the market punishes emotion faster than ignorance. One bad trade becomes 2, 2 become 5. The account balance shrinks, confidence collapses, and once confidence is broken, decisions become desperate. Desperation is visible in trading. It shows in forced entries, in overtrading, in holding losers too long, because closing a losing trade feels like accepting failure. So beginners hold and hope. Hope is not a strategy. Hope is expensive. They remove stop losses. They widen targets. They pray for reversals. Sometimes the market comes back, and that is even more dangerous, because it teaches the wrong lesson. It teaches that breaking rules works until the day it doesn't, and that day is brutal. One oversized position, one strong market move, one moment of hesitation, and the account is gone. Silence, shock, disbelief. How did this happen? But if you look closely, it didn't happen in one day. It happened in small decisions. Greed, impatience, ego. The first account is rarely destroyed by lack of knowledge. It is destroyed by lack of emotional control. Most beginners spend months searching for better strategies, new indicators, new systems, new mentors. But the real problem was never the strategy. It was position sizing. It was discipline. It was the inability to sit and wait. Jesse Livermore once said, "The big money is made in the waiting," but beginners don't want to wait. They want action. They trade every candle, every breakout, every pullback. They confuse activity with productivity. But more trades do not mean more profit. They mean more exposure, more risk, more emotional pressure. Professional traders sometimes take only a few trades per week. Sometimes they do nothing for days because they understand something powerful. Capital preservation is priority number 1. If you protect your capital, opportunity will return. If you destroy your capital, opportunity means nothing. The market will always be there tomorrow, but your account might not. Another silent killer is unrealistic expectation, turning 1,000 into 100,000, making 10% every week, quitting your job in 3 months. These dreams create pressure, and pressure creates bad decisions. When expectations are unrealistic, patience disappears. You force trades to meet goals that were never realistic, and the market humbles you, painfully. Here is the uncomfortable truth. Your first account is often tuition. It is the fee you pay to understand risk. It teaches humility. It teaches patience. It teaches respect for the market. The traders who survive are not the smartest. They are the ones who learn. They reduce risk. They accept losses quickly. They stop trying to be right and start trying to be consistent. They understand that trading is not about prediction. It is about probability. It is not about excitement. It is about discipline. The difference between the 90% and the 10% is not intelligence. It is emotional stability. It is risk management. It is patience during boredom. Before your next trade, ask yourself, are you risking to grow or risking to impress yourself? Are you following a plan or following emotion? Because the market does not destroy accounts. Impatience does. Ego does. Greed does. If you want to survive where most fail, remember this. Risk small, trade less, accept losses quickly, and focus on staying in the game, because in trading, survival is success. And once you survive long enough, profit becomes inevitable. One day, every trader faces a choice: increase the lot size, or stay disciplined, move the stop loss, or accept the loss, take another revenge trade, or shut the platform and walk away. In that moment, there is no audience, no mentor, no signal group, just you and your decision. And that single decision can separate the 90% from the 10%. The market doesn't care about your dreams. It doesn't care about your bills. It doesn't care how badly you want this. It only rewards discipline. So the next time you open a trade, ask yourself, am I trading with patience or am I trading with ego? Because blowing your first account is common, learning from it is rare, and surviving long enough to master yourself. That is what makes a real trader. The market will test your strategy, but it will expose your psychology. Choose wisely. Before this video ends, somewhere, right now, a trader is making a decision. One decision that could blow their account forever. Not because the market is unfair, not because luck ran out, but because the trader doesn't understand themselves. 90% of beginners lose their first account, and most of them never realize the warning signs. Until it's too late, every trader remembers their first deposit, the excitement, the hope, the belie. That money will flow easily. That freedom is just one trade away. A fresh account, a clean chart, endless opportunity. At first, the market feels simple. You place a trade. It moves in your favor. You close it. You feel smart. You feel talented. You feel invincible. But here's what most beginners don't see. The market often rewards beginners early. A small win here, a small profit there. Random success that builds false confidence. Early wins create overconfidence. And overconfidence whispers dangerous lies. Double your lot. You're on a streak. You can't lose, so the trader increases risk, slowly, imperceptibly. 0.01 lots become 0.1% lots. Small risk becomes emotional attachment. Now it's no longer just a trade. It's ego, it's pride, it's identity. And this is where accounts begin to die. Not with one giant trade, but with a series of subtle emotional choices. Entering slightly early, exiting too late, holding losses, until the inevitable comes. One trade that wipes out months of effort. Professional traders think differently. They ask, how much can I lose? Not how much can I make? Because survival is priority number one. Beginners think, one trade can change my life. So they risk 10, 20, sometimes 50% of their account. And when that trade fails, panic enters. The heart beats faster. The mind races, I'll win it back. And suddenly logic disappears. Revenge trading begins. You are no longer trading the market. You are fighting your loss. The market punishes emotion faster than ignorance. One bad trade becomes two, two becomes five, five becomes an empty account. Confidence collapses. Discipline evaporates. Now let's take an example. Imagine a trader, Ali, with $1,000. He wins a small trade and excitement takes over. He risks 25% on the next trade. The market gaps against him overnight. He loses $250 instantly. Shock. Panic. He wants it back. He risks another $300. Another loss. The account is now gone. This story is not unique. It repeats every day, everywhere. Another silent killer is impatience. The market doesn't move the way beginners want. They confuse activity with productivity, trading every candle, chasing every breakout. Overtrading slowly drains capital, even when small trades are correct. And then there's greed. Greed whispers, all in, double your stake. You are on a streak. Many accounts are destroyed, after a small win, not after losses. Blindly copying others is also deadly. Signals, indicators, strategies from the internet, without understanding the why behind a trade, beginners panic when it goes wrong. And hope. Hope is not a strategy. Beginners hold losers too long, praying for a reversal. Sometimes it works, and that teaches the wrong lesson. Breaking rules works until the day it doesn't, and that day is brutal. Now let's talk about psychology. Trading is not just numbers, it's the mind under pressure. Fear, greed, ego, impatience. These are more dangerous than any chart. Historical example. Jesse Livermore, he lost millions several times, even though he had best strategies. Not because of lack of skill, but because he underestimated emotions and risk. Every trader, beginner or professional, is tested this way. So how do the 10% survive? They reduce risk. They follow rules. They wait. They accept losses quickly. They detach ego from trades. They protect capital above all else. Ask yourself, are you trading to impress or trading to survive? Because survival first leads to profit later. Every choice you make in trading is magnified by leverage. One bad decision can erase months of progress. One reaction to fear or greed can define your trading career. So before your next trade, stop. Breathe. Ask, am I trading with patience or with ego? If you can answer that honestly, you're in the 10%. If not, your first account may already be doomed. The market doesn't care about your dreams. It doesn't care about your bills. It only rewards discipline. Discipline is more important than strategy, more important than indicators, more important than signals. The market will always test your psychology first, and your ability to survive emotionally. Choose wisely. Trade with patience. Respect the market. Preserve your capital. Because the traders who survive long enough, those are the ones who become masters. Those are the ones who turn small accounts into life-changing wealth. And the 90%, they learn the hard way.